Demographics in America are clearly changing, and with those changes come a lot of assumptions made about the white working class. But we wanted to get past the assumptions and get some real insight, information that could make the difference in this election. So we teamed up with the Kaiser Family Foundation for an in-depth survey, and what we found both confirmed and challenged, frankly, a lot of conventional wisdom. One of the findings, 47% of white working class voters believe America's best days are behind us. Now take that information, consider Trump's repeated slogan, "Make America Great Again." You can see one reason, perhaps, why this voting bloc is the core of Donald Trump's support. John King joins us again with more results from the survey. We talked a lot, John, over the course of the campaign about the importance of the white working class, and now we have this detailed look at what drives their politics. Can you take us through what the survey found?
At its core, Anderson, what drives the politics of the white working class is economic anxiety and feeling left out of the economy and feeling ignored by government. Look at this. Will your children be worse off? Essentially, the American dream question. Will your children be worse off than you? 50% of the white working class thinks the answer to that is yes, that their children will be worse off than they are. And as you can see, the black working class is 43%, but white college graduates, Latino working class, this is a much higher number than these other subsets. Economically, they are pessimistic about what comes down the road for themselves, but more importantly, for their children. Also, they don't think government understands this problem and understands them. How well does government represent your views? The percentage saying not at all well. Look at this. 56%, much higher than these other groups. Nearly 6 in 10 members of the white working class say, my government doesn't get me. It doesn't represent my needs and my concerns. You could understand why an outsider like Donald Trump would appeal to somebody like that. Economics again. What do trade agreements do here? What impact do they have? Only 5% of the white working class say international trade agreements create jobs in the United States. That's what the president says. That's what Hillary Clinton said for a long time in her political career. They agree with Donald Trump. 69% of the white working class says trade agreements bleed jobs from the United States. Only 21% say they make no difference at all. Now, remember that 70% number, just about 69% there. Shouldn't surprise you then. Of those considering voting for Donald Trump, members of the white working class, 79%, Anderson. So nearly 8 in 10 members of the white working class who say, I'm thinking about voting for Donald Trump, agree that trade agreements cost U.S. jobs. Among the white working class who say they're not thinking about Trump, still a pretty high number, 61%. But 8 in 10 of white working class voters who are thinking about voting for Trump, they're with him on this. They think NAFTA should be ripped up like Donald Trump promises.
What about immigration? More specifically, Trump's calls to be tougher about letting Muslims into the United States.
No question, that same anxiety and now security anxiety factors in. First, more broadly, this is just the white working class. Immigrants today burden the country or strengthen the country? Nearly half, 47% of the white working class say immigrants are a burden on the country today, only 40%. And we don't have the other groups up here, but this is higher. This 47% who say this is a burden, that's higher than other groups, especially white college-educated voters. Now, the terrorism question you asked. Immigrants from Muslim countries, do they increase the terror risk? 63%, more than 6 in 10 of the white working class in this country think yes, Muslim immigrants or immigrants from Muslim countries increase the terror risk. And probably no surprise you can make this connection. 82% of white working class voters considering voting for Donald Trump agree that immigrants from Muslim countries increase the terror risk. Among those not considering Trump, drops to 37%. So there's no question. This big group, they agree when they hear Donald Trump say we have to do something about it. There's something going on. We got maybe a temporary Muslim.